seeing my brothers and sister also suffer with families problem issues. And by that time, my family, just a lot of things happening at the same time. My father got into like a really bad car accident by the 18-wheeler, and then but luckily they are okay. And then I rented a car for them, for my father and my mother. And then we hit that car as well in the same week. And then we got a different car parked right in front of us and got stole same week. Everything just come to me just like, okay, is this really what I want in my life, or I want a different path? That is the time where my feeling is get stronger and stronger, that I want to seek for something else. And one day during the noon time, peak noon in Texas weather, we already know it's really weird. It's changing rapidly, right? We call weird weather in Texas, and the people here also weird. And so being weird, I took off from work. I drove myself to the Hương Dao temple, which is the temple right now. Back then, I was a leader in the youth at the different temple in Irving, nearby to my workplace and my house. But when I took off work, I drove up here. It's like 30 minutes away from where I work. And then come up here, and I saw my teachers, Venerable Ratanaguna. He walk around under the hot sun, and then I follow him. Just walk behind him, and then certainly he stopped and turned around and asked me, are you okay? What can I help you? And I just answer him, and I didn't expect it. I said, can I ordain to become a monk temporary? And he smiled and he said, yes, when? I say 2 weeks. Let me arrange my work and things like that. And then after 2 weeks, and I enter to the monastery, and then start to ordain to become a temporary, not a novice, just stay there, as before ordained to become a novice, stay there for a couple of months. And then I went home again to go to work. And then when I go to work, I feel like this is definitely not what I want. I need to go back to the monastery. And I asked my teachers, can I come back to the monastery and then go to work during the day? And then at night, I stay at the temple to study and practice. And he said, yes. And I keep doing that for a while. And then one day, when I sweep the floor, sweep the yard when people cut the grass, mowing the grass, and I sweep it, and I saw all those grass that had been cut, and I imagined of my hairs, and I thought, these grass is just like my hairs. If I'm not shaving it, I feel itchy and very difficult for me with that feeling. But then I cannot, just like kilesa, right, defilement. So, but I cannot eliminate it all yet. I cannot take it, remove them all yet. So I will put you here together, and I will pick you up together, and I will remove them all together later on. I just talk to myself that way. And then when I turned around and I saw one of the leaf, a very young leaf on the big tree by the gazebo. This gazebo is the first thing that my master built when he just first came to the temple. So this is a sacred place for us. And so the leaf, the young leaf, just dropped down in front of me just like this, slowly in front of my eyes. And I look at that leaf, and I see that leaf, I imagine of myself, this is impermanent. So the young leaf also dropped due to so many conditions, right? Weather and everything. How about my life? One day I will also die. regardless of how old I am at that time. So I will be the same. Then what is real? That I ask myself that way, and I throw the broom right there and then run in, and I saw my teachers walking back and forth by the parking lot again in front of the monk's residence. And I told him the whole story. He said, if you have that knowledge now, you're great. Okay, back then when the Buddha's still alive, the Buddha told people with just one sentence, one quote, and they became enlightenment right away. Or the lady, after listening to the Buddha taught, and then she took a shower, and then she poured the water from top of her head and down to her feet, and she became enlightenment. She realized everything and became enlightenment. Now you see the leaves falling, and you can realize that way. You're great. Then I was so happy when he said that, right? I say, then may I ordain to become a monk? He said no. He said no. And after that, I went home and talked with my parents, and they also say no. So 3 times like that. 3 times like that, I asked my teachers and my parents, and they both say no. Until one last time, and he accepted it during the night time. Before that, he told me, for a student, if you cannot go to bed before your teacher, and you cannot stay in bed after your teacher's already awake. That's what he told me. So at 12 midnight, he didn't go to sleep, and he just walked back and forth in the monk's residence. So I dare to go to sleep, right? I just sat there and watch him walking back and forth. And I asked him, Master, can I ordain to become a monk? That's the last time. And I asked him, he said, he's very difficult. He said a lot of things. I am very difficult. Can you handle that? Can you bear with that? And I say, I need teachers like you. I needed teachers like you. And then after a chit chat for a while, and he said, I already picked out the date for you, full moon of April, for you to ordain. And so tomorrow go home and talk to your parents. And then I was so happy. And then tomorrow comes, and I went home and talked with my parents, and they cried so much. I kneeled down in front of them, and they pay respect to them, and they cried. And I asked them one last time that allow me to ordain to become a monk, and they all agree. They all agree. There, my journey begins from there, just like that. But I never expected about ordaining to become a monk. I never had that thought before.
Life often calls you to wake up in ways you do not expect. This call does not arrive in a clean or clear form. It does not come with answers. It comes quietly. It shows up as tiredness you cannot explain. It shows up as a heaviness in your chest during your daily routine. It shows up as a soft but constant feeling inside you, telling you there is something more to life than what you are living now. You move through life chasing goals. You focus on studies, jobs, promotions, comfort, security. You believe reaching these will bring peace, but when you finally reach those points, something feels empty. You stand at the top of what you once desired, yet the satisfaction fades quickly. The view feels hollow. This is the illusion many people live inside. It looks successful from the outside, but inside it feels incomplete. Venerable Bhikkhu Pannakara understood this deeply. Before becoming a monk, before walking across America for peace, he lived a life many people know well. He worked as an IT engineer. He followed routines. He walked the same streets. He sat in the same offices. He breathed the same closed air of corporate life. And slowly he began to see something. The modern world often runs on exchange, not connection. People relate to each other based on usefulness. Relationships become conditional. You start to question whether people truly care or whether they stay because it benefits them. He observed how people compete, how they step over each other to move forward. This creates a silent isolation. You go to work. You return home. You stay in your own space. The cycle repeats. Days pass, but something inside feels drained. This is a quiet suffering. Many people experience it, but do not speak about it. It is a deep disconnection, a life where you perform, but do not feel alive. Then life tests you further. When personal hardship enters, everything changes. The structure you built begins to shake. You realize how fragile everything is. For Bhikkhu Pannakara, this change did not come slowly. It came all at once. His family faced a series of painful events within a short time. His father was involved in a serious accident. Another crash followed. Then another loss came, all within 1 week. When such events happen together, the mind struggles to hold itself steady. You feel overwhelmed. You feel helpless. You may withdraw. You may sit alone, carrying pain without words. But from a deeper perspective, these moments carry a hidden purpose. They force you to stop. They push you to question everything. They ask you simple but powerful questions. Is this the life you want to continue? Is this the path you truly choose? When the outer structure breaks, something new begins inside. The search for a deeper peace begins. A peace that does not depend on outside conditions. This inner need grows stronger until you cannot ignore it. There comes a moment when you must step away, not because you planned it, but because something inside you demands it. On a hot day in Texas, he followed this feeling. He left his routine. He drove without a clear plan. He went toward a temple. He followed a quiet inner pull. This is something many people feel, but ignore. You feel the need to pause. You feel the need for silence, but you tell yourself you are too busy. You choose work over stillness. But real wisdom begins when you listen to that inner call. At the temple, he saw his teacher walking calmly under the sun. There is a natural calm that comes from someone who lives in the present. Being near such a person can settle your own mind. When his teacher asked what he needed, something unexpected came out of him. He asked to become a monk. He did not plan this. It came from a deeper place inside him. It was not a logical decision. It was a response from his true nature. This shows something important. Peace is not reached by thinking more. It is reached by stepping into it. Sometimes you have to leave the known path to find what is real, but entering this path is only the beginning. The real change happens in small, simple moments. He returned to the temple again and again. He balanced his job and his spiritual effort. He did simple work like sweeping the ground. In daily life, people see tasks like this as unimportant. They rush through them. But these simple acts hold deep value. As he swept, he began to see his own mind. He saw his thoughts, his attachments, his inner clutter. He understood that peace is not about removing everything instantly. It is about slowly gathering your scattered mind and handling it with care. Then one moment changed everything. A small leaf fell from a tree and landed in front of him. It was a simple event, but it revealed a deep truth. Everything changes. Nothing stays. Life is temporary. If even a young leaf can fall at any moment, then human life is no different. No matter your age or success, your time is limited. Instead of fear, this understanding brought clarity. When you truly understand this, many worries lose their hold. The need to prove yourself fades. The rush to achieve weakens. You begin to value the present moment more than anything else. Breathing, standing, being alive, these become enough. But understanding something once is not enough. You must live it. When he asked to fully become a monk, he faced rejection. His teacher said no. His parents resisted. He faced delays again and again. This is where many people give up. But difficulty tests your intention. If your desire is weak, it will fade. If it is strong, it will stay. He stayed. He waited. He continued. This shows that real change requires patience. It requires strength. It requires commitment beyond comfort. When the time was right, the answer changed. His parents accepted. His teacher accepted. The path opened. From that moment, his life was no longer about personal success. It became about sharing peace. And something important happened. His journey did not stay with him alone. It touched others. His walk across America influenced people he never knew. People stopped. People observed. People felt something. This is the effect of inner peace. You do not need to speak much. You do not need to teach loudly. Your presence itself creates change. When your mind is calm, others feel it. When you act with care, others respond. Peace spreads quietly. This extends beyond people. His connection with Aloka, the peace dog, shows how compassion works without limits. A simple act of care toward one being created a wider impact. Others felt inspired. Others began to care more. Compassion grows through action. This story points towards something simple. You do not need to leave everything behind. You do not need to become a monk. But you must look at your own life. You must notice your routine, your stress, your silent pain, your search for something deeper. You must pause. You must question what you are chasing. You must create space for stillness. You must take care of your inner life the same way you take care of your outer life. Step by step, you begin to live with awareness. Step by step, you begin to act with care. Step by step, you begin to bring peace into your own life. And when that happens, your presence becomes meaningful for others too. Your actions become gentle. Your words become thoughtful. Your life becomes steady. This is your path. Walk it with awareness. Walk it with patience. Walk it with sincerity. And let your life reflect the peace you seek.